Hey guys, it's Maegann Yarbrough, your AZ real estate geek. Your geek in all things real estate and other stuff, as you can see in the background there. But what I'm doing today is coming at you a little bit and giving you some updates on how the real estate market is looking during this coronavirus situation that most of us are in, well, all of us are in, one way or the other, right? And what that projection is looking like right now. And just wanting to do a Facebook Live with you guys. I think what I'm planning to do is at least some updates on the market once a month, where we're going to talk about sales in the area. We'll talk about neighborhoods and fun things like that. I'll have some YouTube videos up for you guys too that will probably be a little more professional on things like home warranties, on updating the home, some DIY projects that you can do around the house right now, how to raise chickens, things like that that I have on the docket that'll be coming around. But for now, let's just talk about what's going on in real estate. I mean, our house is actually still selling. So one of the things that we're seeing now is still fairly low inventory as far as homes are concerned. A lot of people are just feeling like they just don't want people walking around in their houses because they don't know if their hands are sanitized, if they're wearing a mask, so there's things like that. Buyers are wanting to get out there like crazy though. There's still a lot of buyers. As of, I think last week, the 30-year fixed mortgage rate dropped to 3.13% average, which is the lowest in Freddie Mac's records, which date back to 1971. This time last year was 3.84%. So right now, the low average of 3.13%, that's crazy. And if you've been thinking about buying a home, then why not take advantage of that? I even saw a YouTube video of a guy who went and refinanced a house he just bought and got a rate of like 2.84%. That's insane. That's lower than inflation. So that is something to take advantage of. So when you're out there buying, inventory is low, which means there are less houses available, but people are still buying them. They're going out there and they're being aggressive about buying, which is good. The other thing that people are taking advantage of is because over the past few years, people have built equity into their homes, refinances are up. So the few mortgage lenders I've talked to, they're busy with refinances right now because that interest rate is so crazy low. So if you are thinking about buying, now is probably the time to even think about it, even with what's going on with coronavirus. One of the surveys I saw was from Apartment List. It's a website out there. They did a survey of 10,000 people, and it looks like about 46% of Americans have changed their moving plans because of coronavirus. But the biggest part of that is people on lower income situations. 25% of those that are affected are renters. 29% of those live in dense urban areas, so they're wanting to move out of the dense urban areas in some place with more space because guess what? People are getting cabin fever. My husband joked the other day, I guess tiny homes are not going to be a thing like they were just a little while ago, because if you're in a tiny home and you're stuck in there for a long time, whew. And 32% of those who responded were laid off. Now, some are furloughed, so they'll come back, but some lost their job, and that's a situation that we're facing right now. A lot of people are unemployed, and then there's a lot of us that are working remotely right now. Speaking of working remotely, the mobility rate for people has been steadily dropping over the past 35 years. So people aren't moving as much. They're kind of getting settled into a neighborhood, they're making friends, they like their job. So the mobility rate overall in Americans has dropped a little bit, but lately we're projecting that might be changing because more and more employers are opening to remote and distance employment. So you can work from home in a lot more cases than you were before the pandemic started. which will actually untether Americans and maybe cause them to move to places they want to be. So you're going to be looking at those mountainscapes and those oceans and things like that, or get closer to a family member that maybe you've been distanced from because of a job. So that's looking very promising too. So is real estate still happening? Yes. The NAR thing I was reading, it's business unusual instead of business as usual. Things are a little different. So in Arizona, Governor Ducey did sign an executive order that real estate services do fall under an essential service for professional services like accountants and lawyers and things like that. And that includes real estate agents, appraisers, inspectors, title agencies. So that's all kind of in the real estate bubble as far as essential businesses. So that means real estate's still happening because people still need stuff, needs a roof over their head, place to live, and buying and selling real estate helps the economy in a major way. So we want to continue to do whatever we can to help the economy too, since a lot of people are not spending the money they used to overall. So it is an essential business. The things that are changing though, open houses. So when the pandemic first started, those were kind of got shut down really fast, and as things kind of opened up, people are still doing open houses, but things are changing. So open houses may be limited to allowing only the actual buyer to come into the house versus the whole family coming in. No children, taking off your shoes when you enter, having a mask on, maybe wearing gloves, or having hand sanitizer right by the door, making sure you sanitize on your way in, make sure you sanitize on your way out. So things have changed like that. And virtual showings, that's been a big thing too. So I've been experimenting a little bit with 3D virtual tours even before all this started because I just think they're cool because I'm the AZ real estate geek and I like geeky stuff. So if you've never seen like a 3D virtual tour, what it is a special camera comes into a house and takes pictures of all the rooms, but when they put them all together, you can just click buttons and it will like walk you down the hallway, and then it'll make you turn into the kitchen, and then you can walk around the kitchen and do that all from your computer. Virtual tours were actually trending up even before the pandemic was happening. And people just maybe didn't want to sit in a car for like 4 hours to go see just a few homes. So this was a way, especially buyers who are tech savvy and they're doing a lot of their own research, especially on sites like Zillow and Trulia and Redfin and things like that. So these were already trending anyway. Now it makes it really easy to look at a lot of homes. So people are doing virtual 3D tours like that. Also, if I'm working with a buyer and they just don't want to, they want to still self-isolate but still want to look at houses, I can go and take my phone and do a FaceTime or a Zoom. I'm getting really good at Zoom, guys. I actually really like Zoom now. It's kind of funny how it's a really good way to connect with people I probably should have been connecting to before all this, friends and family and things like that. You just don't think about it because your life gets busy. But when you're self-isolating and you're just not going anywhere except the grocery store every once in a while, it's nice to check in with people, right? And it's nice to see someone's face and hear their voice. So when we're doing virtual tours of a home, I can hold the camera up and I can say like, here's the bathroom. It looks really nice. There's 2 sinks. It looks like a really nice subway tile over there. So that's one way. And I've been doing that already for especially out-of-state buyers that probably aren't in and they want to see a good group of homes before they're actually flying out to make a commitment on a home. So those are up definitely. And as far as like e-signatures, those have been around for a while. I use a lot of e-signatures with my clients. I don't even actually know the last time I've done paper signatures except for my initial meetings when we're going over initial paperwork just to knock it out. But that is still on the trend. There are title companies that are allowing e-signatures. I know Arizona passed the remote, it's RON, R-O-N, remote signing back in June, I believe. Not June. April? I don't know. Anyway, electronic signatures are still out there even for title documents, including mobile notaries. Mobile notaries are coming to homes or third-party places to get signatures done. Or I've heard of title companies where they were in 2 separate rooms. So the title rep was sitting in one room and the clients were in another room to sign their paper, and they were still talking remotely, maybe on a Zoom or something like that, and signing separately. So at least the title rep is there to explain the pages as they're being signed, but you're still maintaining that distance. So that's interesting. Inspection companies now. So I usually, when it comes to an inspection of a home, I like to be present there. I want to go walk around with the client too when the inspector's pointing out the things that need to be worked on. And so I can see it and be like, oh yeah, that needs to be done. So when we do get the report, it's really easy to go right to the hot spots in there and do that. But a lot of inspections are being done where the inspector goes in, does the inspection, just sends you the report. You can always follow up. The inspection companies I used to take a lot of good pictures and do really good reports. So it is still very detailed, and you get a lot of input from the inspector on things to really look at. And those of you who do own your homes and maybe are struggling financially at this situation, hopefully you guys are aware that a lot of the mortgage companies are doing loan forbearance. They suspended foreclosures for 60 days. So there were no foreclosures that were going for 60 days from most of the banks. So that's helpful. But I know many of the companies are doing 12 months of forbearance, which means if you're having trouble paying your mortgage, contact your mortgage company, and they can usually do a forbearance where any payments you miss can be put on the back end of your loan so that you're still going to pay your loan as a responsible homeowner, but we all understand the situations that are going on. We even have Arizona, most states, I'm guessing every state has it, but Arizona has a COVID addendum to the contract. And what this is about is basically both buyer and seller agreeing that due to the pandemic, it is possible that one person may not be able to perform quickly enough to close the deal. So close of escrow might be delayed, inspections might be delayed, signings might be delayed. The title company and the county recorder's office might be delayed. So there's delays that happen. So this addendum just allows the parties to agree to automatically extend inspection, close of escrow, whatever. I think it's 10 days, up to 30 days if you like, or agree to back out. But it gives a little more wiggle room on the very, very hard deadlines that are in the contract. So that helps. That helps a little bit. So yeah, that was a lot of the stuff I really wanted to cover with you. But mostly just say hi and hope you guys are doing well. If there are any kind of market updates or any questions that you have pertaining to real estate or just something that you would like to watch, because I know real estate sometimes can be a little boring, just to watch, like, oh, there's my realtor talking about real estate again, because that's what they do 24/7 anyway. But if you want something a little more interesting, or you just have a topic that sounds really cool that I can share with the rest of my circle, share it, comment below. That'd be amazing. Message me if you have any direct questions too. And oh, thanks, Laura. Glad you enjoyed that. So I will have some YouTubes up too that are a little more fun and interesting, that are more pertain to things that are not very timely. So the timely things like the market updates, I'm going to probably be doing live on my Facebook page. And then the things that even after this pandemic's over will still bring you value, I'm going to have on YouTube, but I'll also share my YouTube videos here too. So thanks for watching. Again, if you have any questions at all, let me know. I am Maegann Yarbrough with HomeSmart, your AZ real estate geek, and I'm here to serve you. Have a great day.